Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I don't know, whenever you're watching this, hello. Today we're doing 325. Yes, I'm wearing the same thing as yesterday if you watch the video because it's the same day for me. I'm just getting it done. So 325, what can I do with integers? So this one right here, it says, what is 70% of 60? We worked on writing it as decimals yesterday and fractions and with hundredths grid. And some of you just know how to do it in your head. So do whatever works for you. I will give you about 2 minutes to do this. So pause the video and come back in 2 minutes. Okay, so 70% of 60, 70% could be written as 70 over 100. Of is multiply, and 60 would just be 60 over 1. Okay, so you could do that. If we multiply straight across here, 6 times 7 is 42, and then we have 2 zeros with one here and one here. And if we divide it by 100, there's a 0, so our answer is just 42. It's one way to do it. I can imagine some people did mental math and said, well, 10% of 60 is 6 because they just moved the decimal back 1, and then said, so to get from 10% to 70%, you have to multiply by 7, and 6 times 7 is 42. I know that's how some people's brains work. If you did it another way, awesome, great, wonderful. I'd love to hear it another time. Here's some homework answers, and I'm not going to go through them, but if you'd like to pause the video and check your answers, please do that right now. Moving on. 325 today, students will practice adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers within the context of a game. So, what can I do with integers? In this lesson, you will have the opportunity to practice adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers as you play a game against a partner. As you play, consider these questions. Which operation with these integers will move us farthest? Which operation with these integers will move us in the direction we want? And will any operation with these integers allow us to win? The game today is called Tug of War, okay? And you're going to get a resource page from your teacher, not me. And it's going to look like this, okay? 2 spinners, and then you're going to get a paper clip. Okay, it says 4 paper clips. You don't need 4 paper clips. I don't know why I said that. You could just use 1 and then just like transfer it over, and then you'll need 2 because 2 pairs of people, but you don't need 4. So just 2. But you need one of these per partner, and then you're also going to need, each person is going to need 1 of these. Okay, this is where you're going to record all of your stuff. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep track of the strategies that you're playing, and then until the timer's up, and then you'll talk about kind of strategies and things that you use in order to be successful or to win if you do. So here's the rules, or here's how to play. So on these markers here, okay, there's also a number line. You can see that there. Okay, there's a number line. So you're going to start at 0, both of you, and it says place your marker at 0. Okay, marker, oh, that's why it's 4 paper clips, because one of them's a marker. I get it. Okay, you will need 4. So it says place your marker at 0, spin both spinners. Okay, so you put the paper clip down, and then you hold it with a pencil, and you can flick it, or you can spin it, or whatever you want, and it's going to land in a number. Okay, and you can either choose to add your numbers together, subtract them, multiply them, or divide them. Okay. The result is going to say how many steps you can go and in what direction. For example, if you spin a -2 and a -1 and you choose to add them together, -2 plus -1 is -3. So then you'd move 3 spaces to the left. Okay. It says note that you always need to land on an integer space. So any one of those numbers that's on there. So that might limit your choices. If you're at -15, you can't go farther negative. The farthest you can go, so you're going to have to choose a different integer operation to get you to go to the right. Also, you can't divide if it's not going to give you an integer. If it's going to give you a decimal or something like that, you can't do it. So for each move, you're going to record on your paper where you start, the expression, and the result, which is your ending position. Okay. If your move causes your marker to go off the board, then you lose your turn. So like I said, if you go to -15, you don't want to go past that. Otherwise, you're going to lose your turn, and then you have to do the expression and go in the other direction. So pay attention, okay? The game ends when one player lands exactly on a winner space. Okay? So you both are using the 1 marker, and it's going back and forth, wherever, and whoever lands on 11 or negative 11 first wins. Okay, so for example, here we go. That's what the paper looks like. It says the number that you're starting at is 0. Okay, so you'd write down 0. Then let's say you spin your first number on the left spinner and you get a -3. So then you write that in that column. Okay, then it says, I don't know, I'm pointing my computer, you can't see anything. Why don't I do this? So you get -3. Okay, then I spin the second one. So you spin this spinner and it lands on -1. So that would be what I put here. I'm going to decide to multiply them. So -1 times -3 is 3. So I end up at 3. Now it's my partner's turn. So they are going to write 3 on their paper. So you wouldn't write 3 on your paper because that's not where you're starting because you're alternating moves. But I only had, though, I don't want to do 2. So anyways, your partner's going to start at 3. Let's say they spin a 1 and a 2 and they say, I'm going to add them. And 1 plus 2 is 3, so 6. That's where I end up. So then when it's back to your turn, you would write, okay, I'm starting at 6. And we're doing -3 times -2. I haven't moved. That's creepy. Okay, so then you end up multiplying them and you get to 12. So we're super close, but we're not quite there. So what would be ideal is if somebody got -2 and +1 and they added them together and got 11, or got -1 and then added in. We're at 11. So yay, win. But that's how you play. Okay, you're alternating moves. You spin both spinners and you decide what do you want to do. Okay, if this is still not making sense to you, go back and read the instructions again. Okay, they're in your textbook, question 78. You can go back and you can read it to see what you're supposed to do. Okay, you only have 8 minutes though, so you really want to try to make sure we can get to a winner at least once. If you get to a winner, start over again, keep going. You have that whole page of paper to do math. And if you run out and you still haven't gotten a winner, flip it over and write more, okay? So that's what you're doing. You're doing that for about 8 minutes. So pause the video, play the game, have fun, and come back in 8 minutes. All right. Hopefully that was fun. Hopefully you got a winner. 79 is a TPS, Think, Pair, Share, with your team, and then as a class, discuss any strategies that you used or discovered as you played Tug of War, and use the focus questions from the beginning to guide your discussion. So what operation with integers moved you the farthest? Which operation with these integers will move you in the direction you want? And will any operation allow you to win? Okay, so 30 seconds think, 30 seconds with somebody pair up at your table, and then 2 minutes. So you're going to come back to this video in 3 minutes, but do those 3 things in that order. Go. Okay, good chat. So 80 is asking you, it's saying that they did a couple things with this one. So it's saying to read them, and then it wants you to go through the answers with or see if they can win with your team. So I'm going to give you about 6 minutes right now. So pause the video, come back in 6 minutes with your team, and then we'll talk about the answers. Okay. Number 1 is yes, because you could subtract. -3 minus 1 is -4. If she was at 15, going back 4, she'd get to 11. Okay. B is also yes, because he could multiply them 4 times -3 and get -12. If you were at 1 and you went back -12, then you are at -11 and you win. C is also yes. You could do -3 minus -2 and you get -1. So 12, go back 1, you're at 11. There you go. And D, also yes. If you do -3 times -1, you get +3. And so if you're at -14 and you go 3 to the right, you end up at -11. All yeses. Okay. Math notes today talk about multiplicative inverses and reciprocals. So read about that. Those are important. A multiplicative, just multiplication. An inverse is taking a fraction and flipping it. That's a reciprocal. So a multiplicative inverse is where you take a fraction and you multiply by that same fraction but flipped, and you get 1. So right there, like 8/5 times 5/8, you end up getting 40/40, which is 1. So that right there is a multiplicative inverse. So read through that. That'll help you on your homework. And 82 through 86 to your homework. So do that. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.